built-in hand vacuum for cleaning dozens of things.
Tonight,
Mike O'Malley and Carrie Brett decide how we can make him look somewhat presentable.
the art of the photo session, the point of the portrait,
to probe deeply into their soul.
the thrill of victory,
And every time I take a picture, the strobes light up the entire ice surface.
the stories of our lives, flash frozen forever. Plus, he shot them and forgot them, resurrecting Beatles photos.
That ultimately sold for $355,000.
And an answer to the question,
How did you do that?
with his phone, of course. Eye on Photography, next on Chronicle. We live in a YouTube world. Instant, fast, filled with movement and sound. Yet still revered is the power of a photograph, a singular moment in time. Whether it is a person, a place, an emotion, or event, a photo lets you linger, study, and savor a subject. Photography has prevailed for nearly 175 years, from the first daguerreotypes to today's digital age. Behind every lens, a person with a passion for telling a story.
This is my rack of clothing. On an hour-long Chronicle, Mike O'Malley and Carrie Brett decide how we can make him look somewhat presentable. Nicest lady ever. True.
Carrie Brett's work has graced the cover of the Improper Bostonian for most of its 20 years in publication.
I can't say she's the best photographer in Boston because there's a guy over there who might take offense to it. Go ahead, look at him. Look at him.
Celebrated Globe photographer
That's her
Bill
teacher.
Brett is Carrie's father.
As the students surpass the teacher, tune in to Chronicle next.
I started as a photojournalist, and that was the only thing I knew because the only teacher I had was my dad. But there's only one Bill Brett. I had to find my way and be my own person. Love
Carrie's focus is people.
it. Lean your body this way.
Today in her Hingham studio, she captures the playful spirit of actor-comedian Mike O'Malley.
Image is very important today. Every subject is different, but when you're in the limelight, it's harder.
It's hard to fake enthusiasm for what you do. And so clearly she's either faking it really well, which she's not, or she just has this authentic joy for getting a picture right. I like it.
Getting It Right has led to Carrie's first book, a collaboration with her father that features portraits of 120 inspirational women. Among them, someone near and dear to us.
We tried to have a variety so that the arts were covered, or education. Some were celebrities, some weren't. A lot of self-made women, entrepreneurs, mothers.
They all, like Alma Wahlberg, saw their photos for the first time at the book's preview party.
I love it. Anytime I've ever had pictures taken, I never liked them. And you know how you're always so critical of yourself? And the minute I looked in the book and I saw it, I said, I love this picture.
Pleased, too, was journalist Callie Crossley.
An artist often sees what you don't think is attractive as attractive, so you just have to go with it for that, you know. And I know that, but I really wanted it to be nice.
Some of the women's stories are so inspirational and amazing that I wanted their portraits to be as powerful as, you know, what has happened to them in the past. I really wanted to photograph Monica George. She is Oprah Winfrey's most inspirational woman. That was pretty powerful. Leslie Nordine ran the marathon blindfolded for her son. I photographed the two of them together. He's the only male that's in the book. I want to cry when I hear it tell the story of what it was like for her to run the marathon and what it's like every day raising her son who's blind.
Equally moving was Marianne Leone's story, wife of actor Chris Cooper and author of Knowing Jesse, a loving tribute to their son who lived with cerebral palsy.
Everything they are is being Jesse's parents. How do you find one photograph that sums up a life? It's pretty hard to do. So I just said, of quick prayer to Jesse, and I said, please come and help me, you know, be a channel to document this.
Hepburn, Ali, Hemingway, and Churchill.
People who did wonderful things for the world.
And they all saw what it meant to be karst.
Closed caption funding provided by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy?
GMC Truck Month. For all those times when it's just you and your trailer. For all those times when the job demands that you stay connected. For those times when nothing comes between you and the game. We offer our best Sierra ever. During GMC Truck Month, get 0% financing for 60 months, plus 1,000 cash allowance on Sierra, plus 1 year of SiriusXM satellite radio, including every NFL game. Find your dealer at gmcdealer.com.
Try the other side. Maybe it's demagnetized. Did it work?
Did it go up?
Doesn't anybody work here?
Hello? Sometimes what the people need most is people. A good bank gets that and offers personal service when you need it.
Very deep. I thought that was beautiful.
Now get out and lift the gate.
He is almost as famous as the people he photographed. Many sought him out to be karst, as it were.
It's one thing to take a facade, but it's another to probe deeply into their soul.
Yusef Karsh was one of the most important portrait photographers of the 20th century. From popes to presidents, artists to scholars, his volume of work is a document of history. Now, in a gift from his widow, Estrelita Karsh, a collection of his photos has a permanent home in Watertown at the recently renovated Armenian Library and Museum of America. Michelle Collegian.
The Karsh exhibit was really the catalyst for all of the renovations. We needed to give a facelift to what we had and to showcase our collection in really a much brighter and newer light.
This is a niche museum, and so it celebrates the culture of a people, and Yusef was of this culture.
In 1925, Karsh fled Armenia for Canada. There, an uncle noticed he had an eye for photography and sent him to Boston to apprentice with noted photographer John Garrow.
And it was here in Boston that he decided to photograph those people who mattered, people who did wonderful things for the world, because he had been in the Armenian massacres, and this was such a wonderful thing for him to see people who did good things. And this was a sweetheart over here.
People represented in this exhibition entitled Celebrating Humanity.
We chose people who were in the early part of Yusef's evolution as an artist, people who had given to the world and who continued to give.
Mother Teresa, Ernest Hemingway, Pablo Picasso, Martin Luther King Jr. There is the career-defining portrait of Winston Churchill. Following a fiery wartime speech in Canada, he was surprised to find a young Karsh poised to take his picture.
And Churchill said, "What's this? What's this?" And all of his entourage tittered. Nobody had told him. And Yusef sort of stepped forward and he said, "I hope, sir, I can make a portrait worthy of this occasion."
A fuming Churchill refused to put down his cigar.
I felt the cigar should be removed, so I said, "Forgive me, sir."
I clicked, and this is the picture, this photograph.
And people have asked me what happened to the cigar, and I always say, I don't know, I could sell it on eBay for $1 million. Robert Frost, of course, was photographed in his farm in New Hampshire, and he said to Yusef, he says, don't make a saint of me, you know, even though they like my poetry, I'm a rascal, and I want you to show that.
A special moment was his meeting with Helen Keller.
She put her hands on his face and gently drew her fingers over the contours, and he was very moved. He said, she photographed me with her fingertips.
And when asked if he had a favorite,
Yusuf always said, "My favorite is the one I will take tomorrow."
There's some nice shapes. I like that table in there.
you never know when the moment comes, the one that propels someone to follow a dream. Mike Casey loved taking pictures as early as age 10 when he got his first camera, but his creative skills eventually led to a career in advertising.
Roughly for 12 years, I was on the account service side, brand management side.
Casey was good at it, advancing to a job at Hill Holiday with an office in the Hancock Tower. His first day there was September 4th, 2001.
To set the scene, my wife Neely is working at TJX, and she has started 6 weeks earlier. We have a little girl, Riley. She's 6 months. I started on the 4th of September. September 11th comes along. Neely is on flight 11. From 8:46 on, my world just completely changed. I made the decision. I think now's the time that I need to really take a good hard look at becoming a photographer. People thought I was crazy. And I just felt if I don't do it now, I think I'll regret it.
10 years later, Mike is celebrating the publication of his first book with This Old House host and friend, Kevin O'Connor.
There are a lot of photographers who probably want to showcase the 10 best homes of this old house.
Kevin's an old friend. We met freshman year at Holy Cross.
It was only because of his talent and his passion for this that he actually ended up getting the job.
I didn't know that.
The idea for the book came from followers of the show who wanted to see more of the renovated houses in their finished state. These two old friends teamed up to deliver 270 photos and the stories of 10 once old houses.
I looked through the book and, I'm like, I can't believe that this is something that we did together. Shooting rooms, homes, exteriors, it's a very Zen-like experience for me. Everything just calms down, and it's a very soothing process.
It took a leap of faith, but life today for Mike Casey is, you could say, picture perfect.
I'm very proud of how far I've come since 2001, and I'm so happy I stepped forward and did what I'm doing, and I love my work.
It was a wild ride to the championship.
I couldn't believe what was happening, just to be out in Vancouver when they won the cup.
And Brian Babineau had the best seat in the garden.
Hey, Phil, let's do something nice for our customers and give them extra furniture free.
Let's give it to them right away. Why should they wait months? Let's make it a sure thing at Bernie and Phil's. Everyone wins.
Spend as little as $9.99 on anything and get a $200 to $1,000 free furniture check on the spot. The more you buy, the more free furniture you get.
There's absolutely no waiting.
Use your free furniture check now or save it for a future purchase at Bernie and Phil's.
Don't get smacked by fat. Calories from sugary beverages like soda, sweet teas, and sports drinks can cause obesity and type 2 diabetes. Reduce how many you drink and learn more at fatsmack.org.
The Cadillac SRX with auto dry brakes. Your life will have to flash by even faster.
Now lease this 2012 SRX for $479 a month. Visit newenglandcadillac.com for this attractive offer.
It's here. A force to be reckoned with. The unbridled power of the legendary Hemi engine. And today, when you buy a Ram 1500, you'll get a Hemi V8 at no extra charge. Come drive one yourself. Ram power days.
Get up to $5,560 in total values with a no extra charge Hemi V8 on Ram 1500 Quad Cab SLT.
Don't miss Ideas Boston 2011, a one-of-a-kind conference featuring 16 of the region's cutting-edge thinkers in art, science, healthcare, economics, and more. October 20th at UMass Boston. Visit ideasboston.com for details.
At moments like this, Brian Babineau truly loves his job. He is an official photographer for both the Bruins and the Celtics, and staff photographer for the Red Sox.
I'm 33 years old now, and I've already witnessed the Red Sox win 2 championships. The Celtics win their championship in 2008, and now the Bruins in 2011.
And he has the rings to prove it.
I'm very lucky to be where I'm at and to see these teams doing this.
Brian has pointed a lens at players and games since age 15, when his father, Steve, also a Bruins photographer, first handed him a camera.
I had one season ticket in the old Garden. I had one seat in center ice, and I was really using it as an option to take pictures from.
My dad came up to me one game, and he was like, "You want to try taking some shots?"
Lo and behold, we ended up getting the IBM version of the video game box cover that he took from that seat. Bruins were nice enough to give him a credential at 15, and he started helping Dad out.
I'll stay on set 4. Father and son have been a team ever since, covering home games and special road trips like the Bruins' 2010 opener in Prague and the Stanley Cup Finals in Vancouver.
I couldn't believe what was happening. Just to be out in Vancouver when they won the cup and to have my father there was pretty cool.
29, 38.
Back at the Garden, there's no shortage of Babineaus. Brother Keith works in the visiting team's locker room, and sister Jamie transmits photos during games.
Every game night, I shoot an average between 400 to 500 pictures. I pick pictures in my camera. I can tag pictures that I want to be sent out. So during the game, my sister will come to my position. She'll get my digital cards, she'll download them, caption them, and she'll send them out to the wire.
And I'm going up there for
Being official photographers gives both Babineaus access to strobe lights high above the ice.
We have 6 of these strobes around the entire top of the arena, and every time I take a picture, the strobes light up the entire ice surface. It's like having a flash on your camera that makes the picture quality incredible.
But Brian does not live by sports alone. He has another passion: music.
The sports stuff is what I do all the time, but you know, the other stuff, shooting concerts, that stuff is very special to me.
Especially Pearl Jam. They've become good friends.
Someday I would love to go on tour with a band and document a tour.
And one thing more.
I want to be a rock star.
You could say he already is. That's the plea Eric Luden, a Belmont Photo Lab owner, heard one day. A scuffling photographer sent him some damaged negatives, hoping to make prints. The subject, the Beatles' debut U.S. concert in 1964.
We were able to actually remove all of the dust and scratches. That's what it looked like the day that he had his film processed, ready to actually go into the darkroom back then and make a print. The photographer, Mike Mitchell, who was based in Washington, D.C., had been holding on to these negatives for a long time. He came across Christie's, who had interest in showing these never-seen-before collection of his photographs. This is our modern-day darkroom.
Luden's lab, Digital Silver Imaging, produces museum-quality silver gelatin prints. Its laser printer uses light, not ink, to project a digital image onto special paper stock. Traditional chemicals complete the process.
We're the only photographic lab in New England that is offering this kind of service.
Which is why Luden landed the Beatles project.
We were able to print 46 prints that went to the Christie's auction that ultimately sold for $355,000. We want this area burned down a little bit more.
The appeal of true black and white is back in vogue, even for the average customer.
People upload their files to us digitally. So this is what the photographer sent us. It was a color file right out of his Nikon digital camera. His requirements were, make this look like a good black and white print like I could have made in the darkroom 20, 30 years ago.
The cost is anywhere from $5 to a few hundred.
We don't aim to be the corner drugstore or the big box store. You know, we really like to work with people who want to have a few special photos that they want to enlarge and keep as a classic image that they know they're going to pass down to generations.
Every 2 months, the lab presents a show at its South End Gallery in conjunction with the Griffin Museum of Photography. This one, called Sox Shots, featured images by the legendary Arthur Griffin himself. Luden's wife, Sibylla Smith, is curator.
This is one of the most famous images that Arthur Griffin took of Ted Williams. We're looking at it in black and white, but it was originally taken with Kodachrome. Kodak had actually given Arthur Griffin Kodachrome film to test.
People can come, look, and
we want them to buy. We want these things hanging on people's walls. We want to attract collectors. One of our images by Leslie Jones is of Carlton Fisk, and it's a gorgeous shot. It's a black and white image, and you know he has piercing blue eyes. And if I were a big baseball fan, I would like to live with that.
Time and temperature from TD Bank.
On air.
We have a lot of steady rain.
Online. Move across the Cape and the Islands.
On your mobile. Storm Team 5 tracks autumn weather whenever, wherever you are. Start your day with JC. Plan for tomorrow with Harvey. Track storms online, on your mobile. Interactive radar on the BostonChannel.com. And now, the WCBB app. Storm Team 5 forecasts and severe weather alerts sent straight to your phone or inbox. Whenever, wherever you are. Count on Storm Team 5 all autumn long.
Turns out, America's best-selling minivan is the only minivan that comes standard with leather-trimmed seats and DVD entertainment system. And having been named highest-ranked minivan in initial quality by J.D. Power & Associates, you could also say Town & Country is the only minivan to come standard with, well, higher standards. Now lease the 2011 Chrysler Town & Country Touring for $289 a month for well-qualified lessees.
Hey.
Hey.
Did you work out today?
No, the playoffs. Did you?
No, I forgot my sneakers.
Presentation.
Forgot my ponytail holder.
I don't think I need it today.
So did you go?
No.
Too tired. I missed the cat.
Wednesdays are weird.
My mom called.
Oh, that's a day right there.
No one said living healthy was easy. At Tufts Health Plan, we know a healthier you is a work in progress, and we're here to help you every step of the way.
Hi, sweetie. Sweetie?
Your father's in a refrigerator coma. Preheat the oven.
Rescue dinner with the uniquely satisfying ingredients of Barber Foods stuffed chicken.
Style like a fashionista. Save like a Maxinista. Fashion direct from designers. Savings direct to you. TJ Maxx. Let us make a Maxinista out of you.
I admit it, I'm picky. So before we bought our furniture, we went to all the other stores. One was too expensive, one had outdated styles, and another, well, was just so big it overwhelmed us. Then we went to Boston Interiors. They had really competitive prices and a great selection of furniture we actually loved. Now it's the first place we shop.
Don't miss the incredibly low sale prices at the Boston Interiors Fall Home Sale. Hurry, sale ends soon.
Here's a new word for your vocabulary: iPhoneography. Owners of the iPhone have made it their camera of choice. After all, who leaves home without it? To prove its versatility, technology writer Alan Hoffman of New Jersey took his iPhone into the ocean, and then he wrote a how-to book.
A phone with a camera isn't anything special these days, obviously. What really changed it for me and for other people is the fact that these apps came along. And these apps allow you to do just amazing things right on your phones. The other thing that you're able to do is essentially also publish right from the phone. So you can take the photograph, edit the photograph, and then you can publish it right to your blog or to Instagram or Flickr or website like that. And you can do it just from the street, from the train, from, anywhere you are. So a lot of people don't really know that you can do all of these great things with it.
Gus Sebring came up with something great right in his own backyard. Images captured in the dead of winter along the banks of the Sudbury River.
I love to get out on the river every day,
There's something different to see out there every day, and you never know what you're going to see. I always take my phone when I go out on the river. I just happened to have it in my pocket one day when I saw some extraordinary ice formation, and just pulled my phone out and snapped several pictures, put them on the computer, and was really quite stunned by what I saw. I thought, I don't really have a knack for this, I don't think.
But an idea was born.
Well, I've done several Christmas Carol arrangements for the Boston Pops. And when I saw the pictures, I thought, I wonder if they would go with this arrangement, to use it in such a way that is almost, I guess, impressionistic in a way, that the music enhances the pictures and the pictures enhance the music. I thought would be something fun to try.
And ultimately perform in Symphony Hall. Gus, you see, is the Pops' principal horn player.
When we're at work and we play Haydn and it has to be just so, it's nice to come here and just cut loose and be able to play anything you want.
Here in his home studio, Sebring married his photos to music. When it was performed, photos and all, before a live audience, the positive response sent Sebring back for more. More, as he says, of the little pieces of magic the floodplain has to offer.
Some days when I feel like I need to document it, then I sort of say, no, I don't need to document it, it's okay just to see it. And then other days I get into sort of a sequence of, oh, I can't wait to see how this, and especially the ice, because it's an ephemeral thing. You never know how it's going to turn out. And I have friends that have extremely expensive photography rigs that have looked at these pictures and just kind of going, how did you do that?
Chronicle Monday, 3 trips a tank away. Visit the place they call
Paradise City.
Check into a 19th century resort rebuilt for the 21st century. Or go adventure shopping
for as little as $1 or as much as $100,000.
Chronicle Monday. This primetime news update is sponsored by Toyota, the most fuel-efficient full-line automotive manufacturer with the longest-lasting vehicles. To learn more about Toyota value, just ask someone you know who drives one.
Live from WCTV-TV, this is a News Center 5 primetime update.
Hi, everybody. The last of the showers and thunderstorms moving through the region right now. This is also the last of the muggy weather. But the wind is really going to pick up tomorrow. It could gust to 40 miles an hour. Bright sun to start. Building clouds around midday in the afternoon, and maybe a late day or evening brief little shower. It'll be in the 50s to around 60 about 8 a.m., then moving up into the 60s, but not feeling that way because of the wind at noontime. Also windy late in the day. The Cape will have the most sun tomorrow. It'll be in the 60s both weekend days. Now, if you're going to be checking out the leaves across the Berkshires or northern New England, there'll be a little more cloudiness there, maybe a spot shower tomorrow, generally in the 50s and also quite windy. Now, as far as the next 5 days are concerned, check it out. We've got wind on Saturday, not quite as much wind on Sunday. A mix of sun and clouds both days. Monday looks okay. However, Tuesday or Wednesday looks like the next bout of wet weather. I'll have a complete update on the weekend forecast tonight at 11 on News Center 5.
Release the pumpkins.
Releasing the pumpkins.
Catch the great taste of pumpkin before it's gone. Hurry into Dunkin' Donuts and grab a pumpkin muffin or donut today. America runs on Dunkin'.
Starting right now, the benchmark for best just reached where only Toyota could take it. Toyota's Better Than Ever event, already acclaimed the best value and most fuel efficient. Toyota now has Better Than Ever event savings on RAV4, the SUV named a best bet. Lease an all-wheel drive RAV4 for just $199 a month, or get 0% financing on any new RAV4. Hurry, Toyota's Better Than Ever event ends October 31st.
Delicious chicken salad with celery and herbs on an oven-toasted croissant and hand-built just for you.
Sounds good.
Tastes good.
Introducing Dunkin's Bakery Fresh Chicken and Tuna Salad Sandwiches. Grab one today. America runs on Dunkin'.
This primetime lineup on Channel 5 is sponsored by Patriot Place. Shop, dine, enjoy. There's something for everyone at Patriot Place.
Hello?
Kelly, Regis, is TD Bank open this early?
Of course. Hello?
Kelly, Regis, does TD Bank
bank of good rates on mortgages?
Yes. Hello?
Kelly, Regis, can I get a TD credit card?
Yes.
Kelly. Regis, if I were to check my balance.
Regis, when I said TD Bank...